We'll begin today's meeting with the NBC Programmer's Pledge. Place your right hand over where your hearts used to be.
Since 2004, the Brandon Tartikoff Legacy Award has recognized the most innovative leaders and artistic visionaries in television. They are men and women who have shaped the business, inspired their colleagues, and left an indelible mark on our culture.
It's a singular honor. It's really unlike anything else.
The prestige of the Brandon Tartikoff Legacy Award comes from the inspirational life of its namesake and from the caliber of its distinguished honorees.
I feel Brandon in this room. When I came last year, I felt Brandon in this room.
Collectively, their creative vision continues to define what is popular and what is possible in a business that changes every day.
He contributed so much to so many audiences out there, so it's an enormous honor.
I guess, when everyone talks about Brandon, it's just kind of a name that's now synonymous with quality.
Brandon was the epitome of class and competition, and everyone who's come since him has wanted to emulate Brandon Tartikoff. There's never been anyone in the business like him.
I was fortunate enough to work with Mr. Tartikoff many, many years ago, and any award with his name on it is really something.
I think this has grown into one of the most prestigious awards in the industry. It's an exceptional honor.
Tonight's Legacy Award recipients embody Brandon's spirit and are tremendous examples of his passion, vision, and leadership.
I had the good fortune of knowing Brandon. 25 years later, to actually receive the award with his name on it, I can't even tell you it's a dream come true, because I never dreamed that big. So it's quite actually a surreal moment for me.
One of my favorite stories involved Brandon while appearing on Saturday Night Live. When following the critical and ratings debacle that was Manimal, he allowed himself to be filmed while standing on the streets of New York City, handing out pamphlets begging viewers to watch the show.
Manimal, great new show on NBC. Turns into a panther before your very eyes. Manimal, terrific show on NBC. Root for the underdog. Come on over here.
You seem to get the absolutely straight dope when you spoke to Brandon.
I knew him pretty well, and I did work with him. He truly was a man that loved television. And I never forget the one thing he said, which was 90% of the sale in the room to him was the passion.
Imagine, if you will, a 7-year-old boy sitting nose to screen in front of a 7-inch Dumont television set. He begins to fantasize that if he tried hard, he could shrink to a tiny size and crawl inside the set. Then he could live and breathe television from the inside all day. That boy got his wish.
This year's honorees truly have made a lasting contribution to the legacy of our craft.
When I first started at NBC, I started in finance, and at the time I thought, you get your foot in the door, you never know what opportunities, will come your way. The fact that I was able to make a change in my career and in my life to where I am now, which uses both my creative skills and my financial skills, I consider myself very lucky and very happy.
My first experience with Brandon Tartikoff is I was going in to take over LA Law after 3 years on the air. I had only been in California 3 years, so the length of my television experience was about, at that point, 60 episodes as an underling producer. I wouldn't get that job today. Well, Brandon Tartikoff, they don't exist anymore.
I actually started in 1970. When I started in the business, there were 3 networks. I'm really proud that I started the first major spin-out from an ad agency in the U.S., what was then Televest and then subsequently became MediaVest. You have to ensure that you surround yourself with really talented people, and you have to let them go and do what they're supposed to do.
I always had a passion for the law. I like to think that at the end of a case, justice is supposed to happen. And you have to sometimes be creative to get there. That's what fuels my passion in the law, and my interest in television is just that it creates a wonderful fantasy for me and for my family, and has been 14 years of a second career that's been great.
NatBeat takes great pride in recognizing this year's honorees and adding their names to an exclusive list representing some of the finest talents in the history of television. Tonight, we celebrate Brandon's legacy NATPE, in association with Broadcasting and Cable, Multi-Channel News, and NBC Universal, proudly congratulates the 2010 Brandon Tartikoff Legacy Awards recipients.